Acha, she was asking a question, which is there are two types of bhakti, which is the 9 parts, bhakti divided into 9 parts, which starts with remembering the names of the divine, cleaning your mind, doing pada seva, and so on and so forth. On the other hand, there is something which people define as prema bhakti or love bhakti or madhura bhakti, madhura bhava. So is there a difference between the two, or can we move from here to there seamlessly? Now, this thing called madhura bhakti is not easy to come by in most human beings, unfortunately. The bhakti where you do Shravan, Manan, Bhajan, Japa, Pada Seva and so on, this we see in many places. Many people are doing that. But this thing called Prem Bhakti sometimes may not have any of these elements involved. It may even spring automatically in a person. And the additional problem is it cannot be cultivated. आपने जो नवदा भक्ति कहा वो कल्टीवेट कर सकते हैं ना प्रैक्टिस से. प्रेम भक्ति सम ओके लेट्स लीव द योगी एंड एवरीथिंग अलोन. Two young people suddenly meet each other in a bus stop and they fall in love. Nobody goes up in love, they all fall in love. गिर जाते हैं, fall. Now, is that cultivated or it happened? Madhura Bhakti is that which happens. It happens due to various reasons which we cannot completely define. Maybe grace of God, maybe meeting somebody who has experienced it. Possible. It's a miraculous event actually, that one day somebody is a criminal and then he sits under a tree quietly smoking a bidi. Suddenly love for God wells up in his heart. Nobody knows the reason. Why? Because you can't trace all his past lives, right? Why he has come to this position now. This is Prema Bhakti and it asks for nothing. It only asks for this love. If you want to go into detail, I suggest that you read the Narada Bhakti Sutras. Wonderful text. Which is very rare because usually we want something. The people who are deeply into Madhura Bhakti don't want anything except the Lord. They don't care if you give them a big house or a car, or, you keep it to yourself, I don't want it. Well, Nachiketas in the Kathopanishad, although it's not in Bhakti literature, so not classified as Madhura Bhakti, but that determination if one has, he goes to the world of Yama, the Lord of Death, and the Lord of Death asks him, he said, I will fulfill your 3 boons which you ask for. And the last one he says is, tell me that in me, which is immortal, which never dies, which is always there. Yamadeva tempts him. He says, I will give you kingship over 3 kingdoms. I will give you horses and elephants, orchestras and dancing girls. Nachiketas says, keep all your song and dance with yourself. 8-year-old Nachiketas. I only want that which is the immortal element in me, by which I will not die, something which never dies. Amrita, which means beyond mrityu. I don't want anything else. Here it's presented in the form of Jnana Yoga because it is from the Upanishad, but that determination is the beginning of Madhura Bhakti. Or Prahalada, who is ready to undergo any torture and will not stop saying Narayan. Another example, in the Bhagavad, here we are worried if other people think, what will they think if I am a... Here is somebody, a little boy who says, who cares? He keeps saying Narayana, torture, Narayana, torture, Narayana. So that is the heart, not the brain. The heart pulling you towards something irresistibly. Cannot be explained in logical terms. It's pretty illogical. Insane, actually. Maheshwarnath Babaji, my guru, used to say that the world that we live in today is a result of 1,000 years of sanity. Better to be insane. So, then there is this wonderful bhakti of, I'm sure nobody is going to practice, the question came of Kunti. You know that story. The war, Kurukshetra war is over. Krishna is going to Dwaraka. I'm saying this not to discourage you all, because the question was asked, what is Madhura Bhakti, what is Prema Bhakti? Krishna says, I'm going to Dwaraka, so please ask any boon you want and I will grant it to you. Now is the right time, because I'm going off. It's a nice dialogue. Kunti says to him, look, don't fool me. I've been fooled enough. I know who you are, right? You're saying I'm going off to you, neither go anywhere nor come anywhere. I know this. All this is a circus you're doing. You started the war, then you joined our side and we won the war. Right? Now you say I'm going to Dwaraka. I don't want to hear all this. This is all your drama. But since you said give me a boon, you will grant any boon. I have to ask you what? Bring all the pains and sorrows of the world on my head. Even Krishna is taken aback. What kind of wish is this? Bring all, everybody says, bring me this, bring me that. Bring me all the sorrows of the world on my head. Why? Because it's only when sorrow comes that people call on God. Generally. Generally. Huh? And I have found that it's only when you face sorrow squarely that you are able to get out of it. What we usually do is sweep it under the carpet or use the spirit that comes in bottles and try to get over it and end up with hangover in the morning. That's all. She says then, when the sorrows come, every day they come, I'll call on you. And I know for sure that if I call, you will show your sweet face to me. This I know. This I'm confident. So every day I'm seeing your face, blessed face. What more do I want? Give me this boon. Krishna says, Tathastu. So be it. This is Madhura Bhakti. But let's not aim so high right now. Let's start with ordinary things. And move slowly towards that. When you are fully satisfied, only with that, all other things will drop away. But the thing is, my job is mostly to make people understand that this thing called realization or this thing called inner real understanding can be brought about in people like you and me who live in this world. This is my job. Not somebody who goes away, leaves everything and lives in the forest. or somebody who wants to forget the world and therefore smokes cannabis. No way out. You have to face the thing squarely and try to sort it out. So my job is to tell you that you and I, while living in this world, with all its problems and good sides also, can still find what we seek in the spiritual world if we are ready to dedicate our time and energy to it. In the beginning, it may not be your first, what is called, priority. As you go into it and start tasting it little, then it will become your priority one. Once it becomes priority one, then you can ice skate into it. It can be done by you because it was done by me. I'm also a human being. I didn't drop from heavens. This is my job.